Good evening, this is the Vsb TV 11 News for Tuesday, July 15th. I'm Peter Cattell. Our top story, we have a report on the march today at Government House.
Opposition leader Mark Bean led some 500 marchers to Government House this evening to present an 8-page petition to acting Governor Ginny Ferguson. With drums leading the marchers, he went straight to the northern steps of Government House where he addressed them. Stressing the need for all Bermudians to come together and avoid being marginalized in the future, Mr. Bean managed to raise a lot of cries of agreement. A strong police presence kept the marchers below the northern steps. He reiterated the call for Governor George Ferguson to be recalled and a commission of inquiry to look into the illegal acquisition of property of Bermudians in Tucker's Town.
A commission of inquiry into illegal acquisition of property of Bermudians in Tucker's Town is an exercise in futility. This from former PLP parliamentarian and elder statesman Reginald Burrows.
It's unfortunate that if a lot of those members that are fighting for that today didn't feel the same way about 5 or 6 years ago when the Progressive Labour Party were in power. Because then they wouldn't have had a problem of getting the bill passed and getting the governor to sign it.
So why didn't they jump on it now?
I don't know.
Now, do you feel, as many do, that this is really an exercise in futility?
Yes, that part. Yes, it certainly is. I think almost because. I guess every country in the world has experienced property, I suppose, taken from certain people. I know the Indians in America and the Caribs in the Caribbean and the other people in the Caribbean. You know, this happens all over the world. And it's been so long there, that's the unfortunate thing, it's been so long now that all the people that were affected by it have been passed on. Like I said, I'm a fourth generation. And I think most of the people that are affected now would be fourth generation people. But the thing of it is now you see that the property and looking so beautiful, it makes you feel like, that should have been mine. But it was too late.
Mr. Burrows says his family benefited from selling their property in Tucker's Town.
I never heard anyone from my family. I knew my great-grandfather who was involved in it. He was the man that was involved in that transaction. I never heard, my great-grandmother, never heard any of them complain about leaving that area. I think they were well compensated.
Adding that the office of the governor should be respected, Mr. Burrows said he is pleased to see that the PLP will discontinue their boycott of Parliament. Tomorrow he talks about Bermuda's biggest problem. Consultant Senator Knowlton Brangman has been attempting to persuade owners of new and old hotels, plus the Bermuda Hospitals Board, to install the cost-effective tri-generation boiler system in their properties to save millions in energy bills. In the case of the acute care wing, he even estimated that not having the system will cost it $100 million over the next 30 years. Mr. Brangman, who learned about tri-generation when he was chairman of the National Training Board, hopes his free advice on the subject will interest the Hospitals Board, the Morgan's Point developers, and the Fairmont Southampton Resort.
The consequences are indeed profound. I'll give you this point. The hospital has to pay the developers back over a 30-year period. If we don't arrest the present set of circumstances, the cost of the losses due to non-development is over $100 million in those 30 years. That's 1/3 of the actual cost of the hospital itself, the acute care wing. We're talking combustion-based technology, which is using a diesel engine or a natural gas engine, but instead of venting the waste into the atmosphere, we actually connect that to boiler technology so that we now have a byproduct called pressurized steam, which hotels and hospitals use and they pay millions of dollars for diesel now, which they would get as a byproduct free. Now, you don't need pressurized heating 24 hours a day in a hotel, for example, but you need air conditioning literally 24 hours a day. So you take the surplus of that heat, run it through a standard absorption chiller that's similar to an electric one, and you now have all the air conditioning you need. Again, that byproduct is free. What it means is we are able to reduce the cost of operating, and I think it's Southampton Princess presently is doing an audit, an energy audit at their facility with the view of looking at implementation. I'm not sure how far they are, or if in fact they're going to decide to. But when you look at the high cost of operating a business in Bermuda, you have to look at alternatives.
Imagine fighting a 336-pound marlin for an hour and a half. Now, imagine you are an 8-year-old girl. Well, today in the waters off Bermuda, that is exactly what happened to American visitor Gillian Ricks, and she may have a world record in her grasp. The soft-spoken youngster talked to Vsb sports editor Earl Baisden about her battle with a fish twice her size.
It was hard. I got arm tiring and my hand got scraped by the line when it was pulling.
When did you decide you weren't going to give up the fight?
Probably at the very end when I actually knew it was gonna come up to the side and be big.
Proud father, Sale Ricks, said it was an emotional time for all involved, including the crew of the El Cazador from Galveston, Texas.
It was very exciting. Me and her grandfather were standing right there, both of us wanting to help, and not being able to touch the reel was difficult, but she did great. Very long time in the chair for anyone, much less someone her age.
Still ahead is Che with the weather preview.
Thanks, Peter. Hey, not a beautiful day at all, but you know what? We need that rain. Will there be more rain in our future? I'll have more coming up later.
You can count on us.
Start grilling this cup match with Purdue fresh chicken thighs or drumsticks. $1.99 per pound. Juicy whole seedless watermelons, $12.99 each. For your mac and cheese dish, Catelli macaroni, $1.89 for a 500-gram box. Save $1.71 on Libby's mayonnaise, $4.09 for a 32-ounce jar. For the holiday, 6-packs, regular or Diet Coke, $4.99. Have a safe and enjoyable cup match holiday from the marketplace.
You can count on us.
Bermuda. You are in for a treat with the Hamish Stewart Band performing at the 3rd Annual Bermuda Peace Day Concert. Hamish Stewart is a former member of the Average White Band, was a former band member of Paul McCartney, and more recently with Ringo Starr's All-Star Band. Not many guys get to do that. Joining Hamish on stage is Bermudian drummer Andy Newmark. Andy, of course, played on Double Fantasy with John Lennon. Bermuda's looking forward to the funkiest drummer on the planet, hitting the stage with Hamish Stewart. On guitar is Adam Phillips, who's currently a member of the Straits Band. On bass is Steve Pierce, who's performed with everyone from Madonna to Placido Domingo. Rounding out the band on keys is Jim Watson, who has toured with Pat Stevens, Gary Barlow, James Taylor, brand new heavies. The Hamish Stewart Band, 5 musicians who will rock Bermuda with the funkiest of music. Get your tickets from www.ptix.pm and save 10% before July 31st.
Banker Michael Collier is calling it a day after 50 years working in the financial services industry here and overseas. Mr. Collier, who was formerly a president and CEO of the Bank of N.T. Butterfield & Son until he retired after 33 years, retired today as a director and chairman of the board of the Bermuda Commercial Bank. He also served as a director of the Ascendant Group for 23 years and was its chairman between 2004 and 2012. The BC board has elected Alan Gilbertson, currently a non-executive director, as chairman on an interim basis to give the board time to find a permanent successor to Mr. Collier. The idea of allowing a person to rent a desk or small office with an overall office complex, conceived by local businessman Tim Miller and made available on Queen Street, has been such a success that he is now offering a similar opportunity on 2 floors of a block on Burnaby Street. Vsb News' Brian Darby learned that it is not just an economic blessing to the renters, but it also has a social nurturing aspect to it as well.
We opened up 2 years ago at 19 Queen Street, and right now that space is actually full. And so now we've actually been looking for space for quite some time actually, and we've lucked out at number 9 Burnaby, keeping in mind the current look at 19 with the open plan. Number 9 very much fitted into the look and feel of a 19.
So if you become a tenant, what do you offer?
The basic package is basically a desk, chair, internet, printing, and the use of a collaborative work environment. So you're actually working in an environment with your peers, different companies, different people, but basically it gets you out of your bedroom, gets you out of your home, and gets you into a professional working environment.
And you know they'll share each other's skills because that's the way of life.
Absolutely correct, and that's in part the premise behind it, in that through the membership of 19 you're going to meet different individuals, so be it a PR person, be it a social media, be it HR, accounting, etc. So within a very small confine you can meet quite a diverse group of individuals.
Now this is the climate for it, isn't it?
It is, certainly from a small business. Obviously during recessionary times your small businesses invariably lead the way with regards to the economy, and certainly obviously we're trying to create a launch pad for them.
Obviously if you're doing this you must have a further demand.
There is demand. The size of it, I'm not sure. Again, it's one of those things that build it and hope they will come. But certainly we are seeing demand, and certainly this space is ideal for it.
Mr. Miller's contact number is 400-1919. Now, here's a look at the daily markets, presented by Bias.
Here are the daily markets presented by Bias. Global equity markets declined on Tuesday as the Fed's semi-annual monetary policy report, which accompanied Yellen's testimony to the Senate Banking Committee, noted that overall U.S. stock valuations were generally at levels not far above their historic averages. In the U.S., stocks declined with riskier equities hit hardest after Federal Reserve singled out the valuation of social media and biotechnology shares as substantially stretched. On the Bermuda Stock Exchange today, 63,306 shares of the Butterfield Bank changed hands at $1.99. 4,400 shares of Ascendant Group traded down 1.57% at $6.25, and 2,500 shares of Keytech traded down 15.73% at $3.75. European stocks fell on Tuesday as declining investor morale hit Germany's benchmark DAX equity index. The DAX fell 0.65% to 9,719 points. Most Pacific Rim indices advanced. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index rose 0.49% to 23,460 points before the release of China's second quarter economic growth figures. Latin American indices were mixed. The Vsb rose 0.37% to 55,952 points on speculation that a poll will show President Dilma Rousseff is losing support before the October election. Argentina's Merval declined 2.35% to 8,633. Treasuries declined after Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen said monetary stimulus is still required for significant slack in labor markets. Yields on 10-year notes rose 1 basis point to 2.55%. The U.S. dollar gained against most major peers as the Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen told lawmakers rates may rise sooner than markets expect should the labor market continue to improve faster than anticipated. And that was a look at the daily markets presented by Bias. Season to Taste is up after the break.
You can count on us.
For your cut match picnic, save half price on Dole coleslaw, $1.99 for a 14-ounce bag. Frozen baby back pork spare ribs, $2.99 per pound. Rush on your favorite ribs, Kraft barbecue sauce, $1.69 for an 18-ounce bottle. 3.75-ounce bag, all varieties, Wise potato chips, just $1.49. Breyer's ice cream, $6.29 for all varieties of 48-ounce tubs. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more super cut match specials.
Do you know your rights as a consumer? Visit the Consumer Affairs website to find out how to hire a contractor, how to buy and maintain your vehicle, information on buying secondhand goods, tips for seniors and teens, personal finance tips, product recall information, to file a complaint with Consumer Affairs. For the latest consumer news and much more, visit ca.gov.bm.
Looking for a new workout? Need to lose weight? Move more, Bermuda, and dance it off with us at Bermuda Jazzercise with Valentina. You've seen us on Facebook, and your friends have told you you've got to try it. Well, now is the time. Check out our Facebook page, Bermuda Jazzercise with Valentina, or simply drop in at 5:30 any Monday or Tuesday at St. Andrew's Church Hall in Hamilton, across from HSBC Bank on Church Street. Come on down, get healthy, and have fun with us at Bermuda Jazzercise with Valentina.
Season 2 Taste is next.
Season to Taste with Peter Javetic, an exclusive presentation of Lindo's Group of Companies.
Hi, I'm Peter Javetic, host of Season to Taste. We're here at the beautiful Bermuda Gas showrooms on Serpentine Road, and I'm here with Chef Tammy Jones. Tammy, I see fish. Talk to me.
Yes, we have snapper.
Okay, what are you doing with it?
We're going to blacken it.
Okay, let's
Asian
do it.
way. That's the way I love it. Homemade blackened seasoning. Love to make it myself. Love herbs and spices. Not really, but like to get a good coat on it.
Mm-hmm. Now you're going to push that into the flesh, or are you just going to let it sit on?
No, I do push it in just
Good.
a bit. Oh,
Good.
yeah.
Lovely. Okay.
And this is how simple it is.
All right.
Pan nice and hot.
So skin side up on this one. You want to
side up.
get that sear on the herbs,
Absolutely.
on the spices.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Now with blackened seasoning, the reason it's blackened is when you turn it, it will show a little bit of black, but it's not burnt. Don't get wrong there. It's not burnt. The spices need to blacken to bring out their full potential.
Okay, that's lovely.
So blacken that.
Now, what have you prepared with it? How are you serving it?
Basically, it's very simple, and again, summertime fresh. It is fruit salsa. So in here, we have cantaloupe, jalapenos, strawberries, pineapple, cilantro, a little bit of lime juice, the juice of one lime, and then salt and pepper, and you just toss it together. Let it sit for a little while. You don't want to put it on quite so soon.
Okay. Now you've got one that's in the oven. Why don't we pull that out? Why don't we plate up?
Great.
This baby's doing what it's doing. That's fine.
Okay.
All right. Now this is what it looks like.
Yes.
When it comes out of the oven.
The black in there.
Okay.
But it is not burnt.
Okay. So let's plate up. All right. There we go.
All right.
So now we've got these lovely plates from Gibbons Company, the Symphony line.
Beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
And what I like to do is just
pop a little bit of that.
Go across right at the top of it.
Now don't forget, all these recipes are available on lindos.bm. All the ingredients came from Lindo's.
Absolutely.
Tammy was there shopping this morning. So
there we go.
This has been Season to Taste with Tammy Jones, blackened snapper with a summer salsa. Until next time.
Season to Taste with Peter Javetic is an exclusive presentation of Lindo's Group of Companies, featuring Gosling's Wine of the Week, a Vsb TV 11 production recorded on location at the Bermuda Gas showrooms.
The Wine of the Week is presented by Gosling's.
Welcome to Gosling's Wine of the Week. I'm here with Stefan Gitchner. Stefan, Tammy has prepared this lovely dish of blackened snapper with a summer fruit salsa. What did you pair with that?
I'm really excited about this pairing. We've got the Eroica Riesling from Columbia Valley 2011. The residual sugar really holds up well to the spice from the blackened seasoning, and then the summer fruit really pairs well with the fruitiness of this wine. So it's perfect pairing.
Let's give that a go. Cheers, my friend. That is awesome, and that's going to work really well with that.
Lovely.
Until next time.
The retail price is $28.75. and is available at Lindo's and Gosling stores.
The Wine of the Week was presented by Gosling's.
Bermuda Gas is proud to be the authorized distributor of KitchenAid products in Bermuda. Every product that carries the KitchenAid name is guaranteed to be strong, reliable, versatile, and backed by 90 years of quality and excellence. KitchenAid believes that preparing meals together is one of life's greatest pleasures, so they craft their products to enhance this experience. No one knows the kitchen like KitchenAid, and no one in Bermuda knows KitchenAid like Bermuda Gas.
Bermuda Gas, the clear choice. Visit us at 25 Serpentine Road or online at bermudagas.bm.
Now, here's Earl Baisden with the Sports Report.
The 2014 Caribbean Junior Squash Championships continued at the Bermuda Squash Rackets Association Club with individual quarterfinals and semifinals matches taking place. The Under-19 girls final will pit Charlotte Nag from Trinidad against Akila Whitshire from Guyana. Nag defeated Victoria Arjun from Guyana 11-5, 11-2, 11-2. Whitshire defeated Mary Jo Manford from Jamaica 12-10, 11-3, 5-11, 11-2. The boys' final will see an old Jamaican affair as Julian Morris will take on Jake Manford. Morris defeated Nuke Patrick from Trinidad 11-8, 12-10, 14-12, and Mayford defeated Nyrone Joseph from Guyana 7-11, 11-3, 11-5, 9-11. Bermuda came from behind to open their North American Caribbean Rugby Association's Under-19 Caribbean Championships with a 14-7 win over Trinidad and Tobago. Bermuda had a shaky start playing against the strong wind. Xavier John got Trinidad on the scoreboard when he scored a try with Jonas Allen kicking the conversion. However, in the second half, Roy Dublin went over for a try and Kamal Easton kicked the conversion to tie the score at 7-7. With 8 minutes to go, Dublin scored another try, and he made no mistake with the conversion as Bermuda wrapped up the 14-7 win. Bermuda's select team went down 4-1 to Australia in their opening game of the National Training Center Invitational Soccer event in California. The Invitational is more of a training camp for Australia, Chile, and the United States of America, all using under-20 players, with Bermuda allowed to use over-aged players. Bermuda went down for the second time following their 14-5 loss to Sweden in the 2014 World Lacrosse Championships. Bermuda got single goals from Drew Jenkins, Douglas Bell, Quinn McEwen, and Stephen Michael. Following Eastern Junior County, Western, and Central County Cup competitions, as well as Premier and First Division matches over the weekend, we can now take a look at some of the top performers with both bat and ball. Chris Douglas from Willicots finished in the top spot in the batting department with 111 runs against Bailey's Bay. Stephen Bremer was the next top scorer with a knock of 100 not out for Devonshire Recreation Club against the Somerset Bridge. In the bowling department with figures of 4.5 overs, 2 maidens, 5 wickets for 11 runs, Darnell Farrell from Flex Victoria led the charge against the Bermuda Under-17 national team. Derek Brinkman from Southampton Rangers had the second best bowling figures of 9.2 overs, 2 maidens, 5 for 23 against St. George's Cricket Club. Trey Houston competed in the first international meet, EPA, in Italy, where he finished second in the 100-meter final, a time of 10:50. I'm Earl Baisden reporting for VSB Sports. The celebration of a Bermuda cricket legend is brought to you by Belco, Lindo's, Bex, Butterfield and Vallis, BAC, Colonial Insurance, Corona, Bermuda Bistro, and BF&M. Alma Champ Hunt was born in 1910 and is considered by many as still the greatest cricketer Bermuda has ever produced. He played for Somerset Cricket Club in the Cup Match Classic and was the first to score half-centuries in both Cup Match innings, with a total of 147 runs, at the time a new aggregate record. He finished his Cup Match career with a total of 762 runs and would have been much higher if he had not left to play professional cricket in Scotland, and was the first Bermudian to play professional cricket in the UK. During his time with Aberdeenshire, he scored 22 centuries. He played for Scotland's national team twice in 1938 against Australia and Yorkshire. Although he was not selected, he was asked to play in trial matches to be considered for the 1933 West Indies tour of England, and remains to this date the only Bermudian to have this honor. His eventual omission was more due to doubts about a Bermudian's eligibility to play for the West Indies rather than his ability. Internationally renowned cricket historian Alan Massey listed Elmer Hunt among the 4 greatest cricketers he had ever seen. Elmer Champ Hunt, celebrating a Bermudian cricket legend.
Outlast any storm with the most advanced alkaline battery. This weather segment is brought to you by Duracell Quantum.
Well, sunshine, some strong gusts, and even a little bit of rain, but I tell you what, we could definitely use some more of that. I'm Jay Barker, and this is your weather. Let's take a look at our weather shots for today, and we got 2 fantastic shots to show the real dichotomy of weather and what goes on this island. This one by Zoe Mulholland, taken last night over Great Sound. Just an absolutely beautiful shot. You see the sun setting off in the distance, the difference in colors, the fantastic cloud structures and the ocean in the forefront. Just a great shot taken by Zoe. And then our second shot taken by Sally Topley this morning, looking over Somerset, and you can see the Spirit of Bermuda off here in the forefront, and just a great shot. Getting ready to be a kind of an odd day. Lots of cloud cover, nice and warm, but like I said, a couple of spots of rain and some breezes. Thanks to Sally Topley for sending this one in. Our highs and lows for today, well, our high temperature was 83 at 12 p.m. and our low temperature 79 at 8 a.m. this morning. Currently, we're looking at 78 degrees. Humidity at 75%. Winds out of the southeast at 15 to 20 knots, so it is a little bit breezy out there, and that barometric pressure is dropping at 30.18 inches. So far for July, well, we saw a couple of spots of rain, but nothing really to write home about. Month still at 0.89 of an inch. Total for the year so far is 27.53 inches. Normally, we'd have seen 28.97 inches. Take a look at our satellite map. Well, now as this trough of low pressure continues to approach the area from the southeast, moderate to strong winds, shower, and a risk of thunder will persist right through this evening, right all the way through until Wednesday. Now you see mainly fair conditions return on Thursday and will remain in the area as a high pressure then builds back right into the area. In the gateway cities, it'll be mostly sunny and 84 in Atlanta, rain and 77 in Boston, 85 and partly cloudy in Charlotte, London partly cloudy, 81 degrees. It's nice in London. 88 and partly cloudy in Miami, New York mostly cloudy and 81, 92 and possible thunderstorms in Orlando, Philadelphia mostly cloudy, 83, 70 degrees and heavy rain in Toronto, and 83 and partly cloudy in Washington. For tonight, we're looking at a low temperature of around 77, mostly cloudy, increasing showers overnight. You can see chance of thunder, winds coming out of the southeast at 16 to 22 knots, and then it will veer out of the south-southeast overnight. For tomorrow, high temperature around 83, sunny breaks, a few occasional showers with a risk again of thunder. Winds out of the south-southeast at 16 to 22 knots, but you will see higher gusts in those showers. For mariners tonight, there is a small craft warning and a thunder advisory in effect. Seas inside the reef 1 to 2 feet. Seas outside the reef 4 to 6 feet. And the sea temperature just jumped another degree to 84. So if you haven't been swimming, now is the time. For mariners tomorrow, still a small craft warning and a thunder advisory in effect. Seas inside the reef 1 to 2 feet. Seas outside the reef 4 to 7 feet. Your low tide 6:30 a.m. and your high tide at 12:29 p.m. Take a look at our 5-day forecast. On Wednesday, sunny breaks, few to occasional showers with a risk of thunder, high of 83. On Thursday, sunny periods, a few morning showers decreasing by afternoon, high of 83. Friday, a mix of sun and cloud with an early morning shower or 2, high of 84. Saturday, it's going to start clearing up, partly cloudy, high of 85. And on Sunday, a mix of sun and clouds, high of 85. I'd like to thank the Bermuda Weather Service and Fred Burley for all of their help. And here it is, your terrible joke of the day. They had a paddle sale at the boat store. It was quite the ordeal. Terrible. That's it for me. I'll see you again real soon.
Outlast any storm with the most advanced alkaline battery. Today's weather forecast was brought to you by Duracell Quantum.
Thanks for watching the TV 11 News. Good night.
Peter Cattell's attire courtesy of A.S. Cooper & Sons Limited. Outfit for Che Barker, provided by Alexander at the English Sports Shop.